like this might have a searches of around 5,400 searches per month, right? So what is the use of the website if we are not able to rank upon the keyword like bridal makeup services or something, because we are providing that service, right? And our website is not able to rank upon these type of keywords, then people might not be able to click upon our results, means they will not reach out to us. So let's say you have created a website, but it is not optimized that Google is ranking it higher on the keywords on which our target audience is searching, then there is no point or two of having a website, right? So we need to optimize it, and that optimization is called SEO, search engine optimization. So with the help of that, we optimize our website, and so that we rank higher on search engine, right? So this is something called SEO, right? And so that's what we will discuss today, how to create the structure of the website, right? Because when it comes to SEO, there are more than 200 factors, and today one of the factor we are going to discuss about that thing, so that is called site structure, right? So if the structure of the website is not correct, and in the categorization of the pages is not correct, then your website may not be able to rank faster and may not be able to crawl by Google, right? So that's what today we will discuss about thing. I
If
hope I explained.
anybody has, yeah, if anybody has doubts, they can immediately type it.
Okay,
Otherwise, we can move on, Akshay.
okay, fine. So next thing, if I will take here is going to be like say SEO friendly site structure, in that what we need to do and all those things. One second, hold on. So what should you focus upon? Here are the three things on which you should mainly focus upon is going to be your content silos, content depth, and categories. Content silos, what did it? Let me explain you that also. And for example, let's say content silos. It is a method of grouping the related content to organize and establish the website. Let's say keyword based theme. For example, let's say you are visiting a library part, right? So in the library, there is a section of arts, business, fiction, history, and sports, right? So if I want to find out a website of a regarding of a Asian or of hockey or something regarding golf, then definitely I will first go to the section of sports. Then I will figure out where what are the hockey related website books are there, right? So that's the way the library is organized, so that we can easily find out the content that okay, in this category I have to go, in this shell, in this shelf I can get my book or something like that. So that's the reason library is very organized, so that we humans can find out the content can find out the books very easily. Similarly, when it comes to website, we need to categorize the content very in a structured way, so that even the humans and the Google bot can crawl it properly, right? Getting? So that's what is this content silos is. Content silos actually means to uh, grouping of the main content in the right category and something like that. Getting? So why do we need this? We need it because we want a better crawling and indexing. Or those who don't know what is crawling, let me elaborate it. How Google search engine, or any, not even Google, any search engine works when it comes to website. So there is a something called bot, you can call it as a bot, or it gets crawl. So Google bot used to web spider also, you can say. So spider or a crawler of or a bot, so bot used to visit a website and it used to crawl all the content and all those things. And if the content is not structured, the URL is not categorized proper, then it might be very difficult, right? So that's what we need to take care of, the crawling and the indexing part. Indexing means, let's say if the website is not even crawled, then it will not be indexed on Google. It means, let's say somebody is searching, you have created a page for swimming instructor in Mumbai, but your website is not crawled, means Google has not seen your website, then definitely you will not be there on the search engine also, like Google. So for example, if somebody is going to search a swimming instructor in Mumbai, your website will be nowhere. Means, not forget about top 10, you will be not even in top 300 or something like that, because we can see 300 results at a time. So you will not be there at anywhere on the search engine, because Google has not even seen that your page. So for that, how Google see better crawling? So if the crawling is better, then only it's possible, and that's the reason we need to focus upon content silo. which is means a proper categorization of a page, right? So that's the search engine signal, and even the humans can figure out properly that okay, in this page or in this category what type of content can be there. Getting? So let's say as I explained in the sports, golf is there, so something like that. I'm giving you some more example. For example, let's say I do have a website of a yoga studio, right? In the yoga studio, and I do have a yoga studio in some locality like cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, or Delhi. Then you might be able to get it that okay, my URL structure is going to be like website.com/yoga studio slash Bangalore. One second. Okay, so similarly, let's say dance/Bangalore, dance/Mumbai. So if we are structuring our website in that way, then it is called properly structured. This is a very proper structured or something like that. Just giving you a connecting this slide with that one. Let's say yoga studio dot rankon.com slash, it is just a dummy example I have created. Rankon.com is my startup name, and that's a digital marketing company. And just taking an example, so yoga studio slash Bangalore. So from these URL you can clearly understand that okay, in you means this page is all about yoga studio in Bangalore or yoga studio in Mumbai, right? One more mistake, similarly dance classes in Bangalore or dance in Mumbai, something like that. So this is the URL structure which I created for the website, right? So what is the benefit? Let's say what will happen if I am categorizing my website like Mumbai slash yoga studio slash or Mumbai/dance. Let's say here the I have put Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi as a category, not a silo, not the primary category, right? What will happen if the URL is something like that: Bangalore/yoga studio or dance, sorry, Bangalore/yoga studio, Bangalore/dance, Bangalore/gym. The difference in these two, let me explain you what will happen if we are going with that structure in which the city name is in the beginning in the category one. Then it might be possible that you started your business with one city, and mainly you have a pages only for that one. Let me elaborate you more by giving you one more example. Jarin,
Yeah.
Jarin, I want to share my screen. Can I?
Yeah, you can.
I'm not getting an option. I think I have to stop share, then I might get it stopped.
So how were you sharing till now?
One second, hold on. Fine. I got down. Fine. So let's pick up an example of my. Okay, let me give you one bad example. Site columns need. Right. Site colons need .in, right? So here, if what is the meaning of site colon? It means that I only want to see the pages of which is related to which on which the website is need.in, right? So that let's say they have a lot of categories, means it's a website is of around 3,800 pages are indexed, right? Uh, One second. So let's say this is the site colons need.in. So here 3,830 pages are indexed. The meaning of site colon is I only want to see the results which is related to sneed.in website. That's why I have typed sneed.in here. So here you can see the website domain is only sneed.in, right? So in this category, what is happening? Let's say sneed.in, their URL is /career. You can see in my left. One second, hold on. So in the, if I'm putting my cursor upon it, you can see that /careers in the left corner. You can see /career is there. Can you see? Okay, fine. So Similarly, slash search in the left corner, you can see means the URL is in sneed.in slash search. Similarly, slash India. So in this website, let's say if I'm picking up, currently you can see 3,830 are there pages which is indexed. If I'm picking up with slash India, so out of it's like 1,580 pages are there in the India category, right? It means that more than 50% of my website is in one category itself, which is very bad. When it comes to website structure, you should similarly, for example, even if I will go for any other, let's pick up events high. Oh, one second. Eventside.com slash one second. So they have around 6,98,000 pages. And if I am clicking upon it, okay, the URL here is show login, means that I can see from the left corner of my screen also the URL is showing there. Similarly, let's pick up this one. So slash Chennai slash science slash Bangalore. So this structure again, let's pick up a city one category. 8, okay, Chennai. In Chennai, they have a 16,000 pages. Similarly, for Mumbai, if I'm going, then they have a 53,000 pages, right? Getting the difference. So the difference here is, let's say site colon sneak dot sorry eventsite.com slash Mumbai. So in these type of URL, they have around 53,000 pages, but when it comes to Chennai, they only have very limited number of pages, right? So it's always better when it comes to your primary category, it's always better, instead of giving a city names, it's you should give it to your main category on which you want to rank, which is like yoga studio or dance or something like that, right? So that your structure will be very much optimized, means your content will be very balanced. It should not happen that in one category there are around 75% of your website is in one category, and in other categories only 20-20 pages are there. So in every category, your number of pages should be very much almost equal. What is the content depth? When it comes to content depth part, uh, it's like, let's say you have a number on, it is called home page. After that, there are hundreds of pages are there. So on these pages, in the level 1, if you will have 100 pages, and in the level 2 again, for each category you can again have the hundreds of pages. Let's say this is called rankon.com, this is yoga studio, and I can have my another category like Bangalore, Mumbai, whatever. I am having a hundreds of cities here in one category itself. So if I'm following this structure in which on the for level 1 I have one page, and on the this is level 0 on which I have one page, and level 1 I have hundreds of pages, and in each page I have around hundreds of categories. Let's say in a level 1, out of which assume that it is 100, and for each thing it can be 100. So if you will follow upon that way, then you can have around 10 lakh pages for per 3 clicks, right? So within the 3 level you can cover around 10 lakh pages. That's what Google said. So your URL structure should not be very much lengthy. You should not create so many categories, right? Let's say you're creating again India slash India slash Mumbai slash, let's say anything, gym instructor slash what best one, something like that. It's very lengthy, so don't create a very lengthy URL and all those things. So many categories are not good. It's better to have only one, two, or maximum three categories. So if you're having even the three categories, then on the third level itself you can cover around 10 lakh pages if you will have the proper structure and your content is balanced. Why it is important that in your one category you should not have a more than let's say 50% of your website? The main reason behind it is here, if you will have a big website and in one category itself half of your website is there, then it will become very difficult for a Google to crawl it properly. So it's better to optimize it, and then we are using it, means, right? So for the better crawlability, it's better that you are having proper structure. Getting? 1 second. Other common mistakes which people do is, like, let's say they create a subdomain. This is called blog.rankon.com versus rankon.com/blog. So if you are going to create a website like a blog.rankon.com, what will happen here? This is completely considered as a different website. Instead, you should always make the category like, let's say, blog. What will happen? Let's say the difference here is, if you are creating a backlinks and your website is rankon.com is optimized, it doesn't mean that your blog website is also optimized. Which, what I want to say, that let's say you are publishing a one blog that how to rank higher on search engine, and the URL is rankon.com/blog/how to rank higher on search engine, just giving an example. So this is a much more optimized, and chances of ranking of this one is much more higher as compared to blog.rankon.com/how to rank higher on search engine. The reason is, let's blog dot, this is a subdomain which is complete, Google consider this as a completely different website. If rankon.com is optimized one, then it doesn't mean that blog.rankon.com is also optimized one. This is a complete different website optimized. So you have to create a backlinks, you have to build a link building activities, off page SEO and all those things for blog also, instead of rankon.com, right? So do not create subdomains until and unless it's very important, or it is completely a different mindset or different concept or different things is there. For example, let's say if you'll go, I think, of Flipkart website, so they have a blog shop, might be like I'm not sure, but blog.flipkart.com is there, because again their e-commerce website itself is of around 2 cr pages as of now. So we understand their main agenda is to sell the products and all those things, and they have a lot of pages already. So, and they have a bandwidth also to optimize one more website, which is like blog.flipkart.com. So but when it comes to small websites, like which have a website, which have a pages less than around 1 lakh or something, like even let's say 2 lakh pages, right? If the pages number of pages is less than 2 lakh, then it's always better to create a website like means, do not create a subdomain. It's always better to create a category like blog and then put the content there, right? So that's the one common mistake which I see, means there are people, there are a lot of website in which people, they start creating a subdomain for every small thing. So that's not the good thing. And next thing is going to be always categorizing the same page in the multiple category. So for example, let's say you have a gym page which is getting a linked by Mumbai city, also Mumbai/gym, and Bangalore/gym. It might be possible that you can have a different these two pages, like Mumbai/gym and Bangalore/gym, but the content and everything should be completely different for them. It should not be completely same, the content. So if it is there, then it is going to consider as a duplicacy, and you cannot have a categorization like that. Fine. So these are the common mistakes which people do and all those things. So when it comes to website architecture, the main thing which you have to take care is that you need to create the properly categories. Apart from that, one more thing which I observed the people do is that homepage.com, generally on new bloggers, they used to do that thing, because in the WordPress by default that is the system. So what a homepage, and then they have a flat structure of the website, which means they don't go beyond level 1. That is also again wrong. Why? Because you should not create so many pages on the level 1. Only the main important top 100 pages should be there, and based upon that you should categorize it. Because if your website will be very long, means having more than thousands of pages, and everyone is on the first level, then your page, your SEO will also get diluted. Let me explain you what I mean. When we do SEO, generally what will happen, for your home page many backlinks will be there, means numerous backlink will be there, for plenty of backlink will be there for your home page. Off page activity it is. So people will give you links to your home page, but when it comes to level 1 category, and here you should have only top 100 pages, right? So what will happen, so only those top 100 pages are highly optimized one, and then it is getting categorized properly. Let's say it's like a link juice. For example, from the top you are going to pour a juice. What will happen, your juice will flow from these buckets and all those things, you can consider it as a bucket or glass, whatever. So it will flow from here. So if we have only limited number of pages in the level one, let's say even only 100 pages are there, which is very highly important pages and all those things, then it's always better, means at least those pages will be highly optimized. What here juice which we flow from the top, which is equivalent to like the backlink SEO, means SEO is like it get flow from one pages to another also. So if it is getting linked with this one, then SEO will flow from there to here also, and if it is getting linked to this, then SEO will flow from here. So to the home page you will get the maximum number of backlinks generally, ideally, because wherever someone mentioned, they mention about the mainly about the home page, right? So that's the reason. So it's better to have only a limited number of pages on the level one, then in the level two when it comes, then you can give around next again hundreds of pages in each category, which is very much relevant to the above one, right? So that's what the main thing which you need to take care, the proper categorization of your pages. And you should not create more than three levels. That is the one main thing. Now again coming to the next point
Yeah, I
that,
think there is something on the chat, like some questions.
okay, one second, let me have a look. Why no more than three categories? Okay, can you repeat, can you navigate a website and show? Okay, fine, cool. So let me show you that why no more than three categories. What will happen if we are creating a more than three categories? As I explained that it is like a juice, right? So from the top, if you are pouring, and if you have a thousands of, again, more than three categories are there, then your URL structure will be first of all very long, very lengthy, right? Second thing, what will happen if the URL is far away from the home page, then that page might not be very much optimized, because SEO may not be able to flow from home page to that page. So increasing the number of categories also a bad thing. The reason behind it is that SEO may not be able to flow from top to downside. Thing. So that's the main reason you should not do that thing. For example, if I open, one second, let me share my screen. So let's say these are our clients like Events High, right? Events High URL is only like Chennai/boxing, which is like boxing in Chennai, which is a very optimized one, because they created a Chennai as a city, and it's okay, means they have done that mistake. So boxing/Chennai is even much better, because many people then may, let's give links to boxing and then Chennai, then this is also a very optimized one. Anyway, let's talk about this one. So this URL is very much small, and that's why it's very good. Again, there are a lot of studies which has been published that a website which is ranking on the first position, they generally have a very small URL structure, means their URL structure have less than 17 characters, which I will again, right? So it's better if, again, means generally what is the study, let's say this is the website, and if the URL structure is getting a more less than 17 character, then your chances will be much more higher to rank. Similarly, the website which is ranking among the second and third, they might have a URL character of between 18 to 25. So this is a very general study, but this is the these type of things or patterns are observed in the Google, that a website which is ranking upon the first position, it's they have a less than 17 character in their URL. That is also one of the thing which you should take care when it comes to URL structure and all those things, because there, one second, hold on, a new share, I think. So if you will have a less number of characters in your URL, then you may be able to rank it much more fast, much more easily. So that is the one of the ranking signal, that you should have a less number of characters in the URL, right? And again, if you create a category, what is the difference between slash and the hyphen? For example, let me take this page again. Let's say here, if you will taking upon rankon.com/dance hyphen Bangalore, then it will consider as a level 1 only. And when it comes to slash, then again it is transferred into level 2, right? So if you are giving a lot of backlinks to the page called rankon.com/dance again and again, automatically, and again if you are creating a new page called let's say Gurgaon or Noida, then that page will be automatically optimized because your rankon.com/dance page is optimized, and it's easy to flow a juice from dance page to Gurgaon or Noida page, because it's very close to it, right? Similarly, what happens generally, your dance page will not be much more optimized than your home page, because 50% of the backlink generally it's happen that you will get for the home page only. So flowing the SEO from home page will be difficult if you will create a more than 3 categories. That's what Google say. And if you will create a dance hyphen Bangalore, then what will happen, it's good, means your this page will be optimized, but then your website should not be more than 100 or thousands of pages, right? If you have a limited number of pages, then you can take the flat structure, which is like dance hyphen Bangalore. Getting? So that is the one thing. So that's the reason you should have a shorter URL is preferred, limited number of layers. Layers means level, right? Create a balance in your website, and that supports SEO and all those things. Balance means in your one category, should not have thousands of pages, and in another category, you have only 10-50 pages, right? So that balance should be there. Your each category should be completely balanced, and accordingly, you should create the website structure while URL structure and all those things while creating the website and planning the website for all the content. So again, it can be very complex, means sometimes for the client when they are launching the website, we have to spend around 7 to 8 hours also, or even if we have the expertise, then sometimes we fix up in within a couple of hours itself. But yeah, it is a time consuming thing, and you need to think upon it, that in which category what pages should be there, what should be, how your website will get scale up, right? Because your main pages should be near to your home page. That's the main concept here. URL best practices which you need to take care is going to be always create a slug which have a less than 17 character. What is slug? Whatever is coming after the domain name, that is called slug. Let me show you 1 second. So for example, can you see my URL bar, Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So
Nice slash boxing, right?
yeah, right. So whatever .com eventhigh.com, right? This is your domain name. After that, whatever is coming, that part is called slug, SLUG. So your slug should be less than 17 character. And if it is less than 17 character, then it is considered as a highly optimized one, means it's better. And it should also have the keywords on which you want to rank. For example, I want to rank upon boxing in Chennai. So boxing and Chennai, both the keywords are there, right? So that's the one another thing which you need to take care. First, your URL, that slug part should have a less than 17 character. The thing which I have highlighted as of now is called slug, right? Whatever is coming after, again I am repeating it again, whatever is coming after the domain name is called slug. Here the domain name is eventhigh.com. www, this is called a subdomain, and https, this is called a protocol, right? Similarly, for example, let's say if I'm searching, let me give you one more example to explain these terms because it is important. Engineering colleges in Chennai. Okay. 1 second. Fine. Right. So here you can see the difference here. So here the URL structure, if you will see, then you can see www, which is like a subdomain here. Whatever comes between the protocol and the domain name, that is called subdomain. And whatever's come between the protocol and subdomain is called whatever comes between protocol and the domain name is called subdomain. So here the engineering, this word is called subdomain, right? And in this case www, that was a subdomain, right? So they have created this structure. It means they are optimizing now two websites, career360.com and engineering also, because the backlink which you create for career360.com is not for engineering one. This is a different website. Instead, if they have created a website like career360.com slash engineering slash list of colleges in Chennai, that's it. So that might be the better structurizing of the website. They have created a lot of pages in the engineering category, which is very bad. They should even, in fact, I believe that they should not even create that category itself, because you are now going to have a two website, means you have to optimize this website also, right? Which is very difficult to maintain multiple website. It's always better to have a one website if we can optimize that one, and it's better, right? So don't create a subdomain like engineering and all those things, that you need to take care. And as we were discussing about the hyphen part and the slug part, I hope that
That's
is
another
also,
question, Akshay. Like,
yeah.
is there any advantage for creating subdomain? Why people are doing it?
Generally people create it because they don't understand the SEO part. Second thing, as I explained, when it comes to completely different category, right? And we are not the owner of that, we are giving it to someone else. Then people used to do it. For example, if you will talk about the WordPress blog also, I think the blogspot is the name, right? So blogspot.com. So people, they used to give subdomain to people, like for example akshaypatni.blogspot.com, right? Because blogspot do not want to pass their authority to me. It's like a juice. So if you're giving it to everyone, then it will get finished for you also, right? So that's the reason people used to create a subdomain, in that case akshaypatni.blogspot.com. What it does it mean? Although the blogspot have a highly authorized website and their domain authority is very high, means their SEO is very optimized, but they are not passing me the authority of it, right? So that's the thing. Similarly, I think another example is Filmora.
So in WordPress, if you create, it will always be subdomain, or it can be category also.
When it comes to WordPress blog, right, means that free version of it in which we are not optimizing it. So
Yeah.
it's like that is, we cannot have a we cannot have a like category there. It is always going to be subdomain, because WordPress do not want to take the liability, that they don't want to share their SEO with it, until and unless you're buying your own website and creating a website on the platform called WordPress, means a CMS you are using it, right? Means not the website part. So for example, let's say even if I talk about my website rankon.com, so that is also a WordPress website, but we are not using a website blog called rankon.com slash dot sorry blog.rankon.com. That is bad. Even they, I am
I
sure
think many people do it because, like many companies, you see
right,
blog dot rank on type companies.
right, right.
So that is because probably they do it on WordPress. Like because of that, they have a limitation.
No, I think even in the WordPress, you can create a category like slash blog. For example, let's say rankon.com. I have, let me take some other example. Let me take a of my client only, slash blog. So for one of these client, they were initially having the blog.sneak.in, right? So I told them to transfer to the sneak.in slash blog, because that is the much more better. In the WordPress, it is possible, and this is the WordPress website only, right? And it is possible in the WordPress also to have it, but you should have the authority. I'm talking about the free websites. Let me talk about that also. One second. Site colon blogspot .com it is, right? I think in India it will be .in. So let's say first website which is ranking is PHP development tricks dot. I'm not able to open it. I don't know why. This is also not
So
working.
you're saying there is no advantage, right, for the
There is no advantage until unless it is, until unless you want to create this, that content is completely different, right? Means from the perspective of SEO, there is no advantage. That's 100% sure. But why people create? Because they think that what is completely different thing from the main thing which they are doing, right? Let's say currently I don't want to manage a different domains, right? So rankon.com, and I want to, but I want to do personal blogging also. So might be in the future I can create a website like akshay.rankon.com, although that is also not a very good idea, means I may not do. But if I want to create a blog up on that website, personal blogging, then in that way I can do, might be, for my company. Similarly, I think for one of the client, I forgot it was a very old project of IIT Madras, that was, I think, IIT Madras. And for them, they have created a lot of subdomains. They asked us to create it because for each teacher they were giving a different thing, means a website part, so they can do it, right? And it is not a good idea to create a category for teachers. The reason is, let's say HTIC, I think okay, let me remove www part minus www. These are called search. Oh, sorry, I typed it 4 times. So physics dot they have done like that and all those things, right? So Pattu is the department of physics and all those things. So these are the teachers, means professors of their colleges, and for that they have created different website and web pages and all those things. So now this Dr. Ramachandra Rao, he has the complete authority to do whatever he want to do on his website. This is his website.
Yeah, so
So one,
but like people visiting this URL
right.
not giving any SEO advantage to iitm.ac.in, right?
No, and even the IIT is not passing the authority to physics category. Means these are the physics teachers
So
and all.
like for example, if there is a famous physics teacher and like that person's URL is visited a lot, that advantage IITM website is not getting.
They will also not get any advantage of it from the so you can consider like subdomain and domain, both are the completely different website. That is also one of the biggest mistake. You should not create subdomain in my eyes, until unless it's a very completely different thing, or you don't trust the person who is going to maintain or something, because your project is something completely different, right? You don't have the authority, complete 100% authority to maintain that part, that subdomain part. Only in that case you should create subdomain. Else, from the SEO perspective, you should not do that thing until unless you want that to be also optimized.
Got it. I think
So
it's
that,
clear now. Yeah.
right? So that's the reason, even if you will create a blog on Tumblr or something like that, they will never ever give you that thing. 1 second, let me show you some example. They will always give you subdomain only because they don't want to pass the authority.
I think it's clear, Akshay. Like you can go to the
Okay,
next topic. Yeah.
fine. So I think next thing which I am going to tell is best URL practice. How should you create the URLs part? That you should have a less than 17 characters in your URL, right? And use keywords in the URL, because what will happen when if somebody is pasting your URL somewhere else, then it might act as a backlink. Means somebody is clicking upon it, then those keyword act as a back. That is called something called naked URL. Means if somebody is pasting your URL somewhere else, and if somebody is clicking upon it coming back to your website, right? Then that is called anchor text itself. That URL itself will become an anchor text, and if that anchor text is having the keyword, then it is better. So it's better to have a keywords in your URL. Don't use articles and preposition, because Google completely ignore it. For example, let's say uh, gym instructor in Mumbai. If you have a flat structure, your website is very small, less than 100 pages, then you are choosing the URL structure like gym instructor in Mumbai. So here there is no use of in. Google will ignore that type of keyword. So it's better to ignore the articles and the preposition from the URL structure, and use keywords as I shared already is better. user should get so if I'm looking at your URL, I should get the idea that what is the content. It will help you to increase the clicks upon it. Always use the lower case. Do not make your URLs capital, because sometimes capital is also getting open and small URL is also getting, small case URL is also getting open, that Google will consider as a duplicate. So it's always better to have only small lowercase, and it is the best industry practice. So I think I explained that what should be your URL structure and all those things, and the categorization properly part. And if you have any other questions, then you can ask. Fine. I think already the questions
Yeah,
are
like,
taken.
so there are other aspects like meta tags and all, right? Does that come under website architecture?
Oh, meta tags will not come into the website architecture part. So here we were discussing only about the URL part and all those things. So meta tags that will come under the technical SEO, you can say, or the on page part there, not the architecture part. Here we are discussing only mainly about how to categorize your website, how to categorize your pages, right? And the URL structure, what should be your URL structure. Meta tags are going to be like different things again. When it comes to e-commerce website, meta tags are very important, because there are a lot of type of meta tags. Generally, people don't even know, like meta no index, in which we don't want to index the pages, although we want that pages to be in our website, right? Similarly, there no follow and canonical C01. So again, that is a very complex things. Might be we will discuss on some other day, but that's not a part of it.
Sure, sure. So I think great. I think
Yeah.
it was pretty clear. So I don't see any questions.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, guys, like you can join the Telegram group, and like if there are any questions, you can answer there also. And so we'll continue discussing. I think Akshay, like you, maybe we can pick some other topic next time.
Sure.
Uh, like like backlinks. So like, how do you create like backlinks? There might be different ways, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of means. So we, for our clients, we use based upon the industry to industry. So we
Right.
personally till now we have jot down everything. So in our company, we have, for the clients, we are creating around 53 strategies to create a backlink, different one till now.
That's interesting. Maybe we can do something on that.
Yeah.
And guys, like if you want to like work with Akshay, he'll give you projects which he's working on and help you learn through the projects. If you're interested, you can join his project-based program. I've shared the link. And otherwise, you can join the Telegram group and ask any questions and participate in discussions there. Great. Thanks, Akshay, for your time.
Okay. Okay.
See you some other workshops then. Shamin is asking, can I add you on LinkedIn? I think you can send a request to Akshay on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you can send me the request.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can talk to him there. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.